All right, welcome to another video where you come along with me as I try to earn the JNCIE-SP. So last video, we were working on Interprovider Layer 3 VPNs. There's, according to this document I found, a number of ways you can do that. So you can do it with MP BGP between the ISP peer routers. You can do it with multi-hop BGP, multi-hop MP eBGP with P routers. The last one we just finished this option A. So let's get started on option B. So the first step for that is we're going to go and see that if the topology is any different or not. So good news here, the topology is the same as option A, so I won't need to go ahead and add new routers or anything. That's something that takes a lot of time. But I am going to go ahead and delete the configuration off of each of them, just so I am used to continually typing them out. It looks like even the host names and everything is all the same. So I probably could just modify the appropriate sections and just leave it all the same and save myself some work, but really want to get this on my fingers and a bit of a muscle memory associated with this step. So take a look at the configuration. See, yep, there's all sorts of configuration from the other exercise. So I'm going to go ahead and remove all of that. So not the most exciting video, unfortunately. I decided to make this because it's now lunchtime and this is when I do a lot of my studying. So might as well just put it on video. Might not be any more of these in the future. I might just only make videos where I'm verifying a topology or something. If you have any strong opinions about that, or you want me to include things I'm not or change this up, just let me know in the comments what would be best. And I'm certainly willing to, if you want to see this stuff, keep recording it or just keep moving on. But if I don't hear it either way, I'll just kind of wing it. So getting rid of all those other spaces. And getting rid of the loopback address, the loopbacks. So I'm going to go ahead and keep those descriptions on there because they're still valid because we're not changing the actual topology. Okay, so I've got a bunch more routers to go. So this is kind of a mindless activity. I think I can kind of, off the top of my head, talk about a few things. One of those would be, sure, you can go in, you can do what I'm doing, and just delete all of this configuration. But another thing you can do is automate this through Python. There's a really great class on GNS3 by Mihail from Romania, who he now works at Amazon, and he's just an amazing teacher, great scores on Udemy, great explanations, really solid course on there. So I definitely urge you, maybe you want to wait until Black Friday or something, but if you can buy all 3 of his courses or follow him in any way, support him. I would encourage you to do that because he has been really, really helpful for me. So, but really any information you find on network engineering using Python is going to be interesting to look at. And this is a pretty good example of a situation where that's really going to help you. You'd have to, of course, set up some extra configuration for like a management network and a jump host for yourself. I haven't really done that yet. That might be a good thing for me to do because it'd be good practice for the JNCIE-SP. I'm going to need to know how to do user accounts, all that sort of thing. So if I'm just doing everything out of band, I'm really not getting all of the practice that I'm going to need to have for the test. So setting up in-band management might be something I want to consider eventually. For now, my plan is really just to go through and kind of get everything under my fingers once, just kind of go through all the exercise, familiarize myself with all the concepts, and give myself essentially first exposure to things I'll need to dive to deeper later. So this was also there's also a protocol called netconf that you can use to configure Juniper gear. Netconf is kind of like SNMP. It is kind of like the newest version of SNMP. But you can send commands, and Juniper is pretty much the vendor that developed netconf. So it'll work really nice and smooth on Junipers. You can even, so if I do my show commands here, you can see I can get it in this format. I can get it in type display set format, but then I can also go ahead and netconf is going to be using XML. So I can display it what it would look like for a netconf command. So a lot of kind of extra ways to go in and do things in a more optimal, efficient manner. For now, really, I just want to get this set up for the next lab. So I'll take it the slow way. As long as the slow way gets the job done, and sometimes that's the best way. All right, this one's also, it's a P router, so it's going to have two connections. The C routers are only going to have one. Oops. And you can see right here, I'm typing sloppy, so this is what I talked about in another video. I'll just hit Control U, and I'll just start it. It really kind of saves you having to bash that backspace key a bunch of times. So that looks good. There's another P router, so it's going to be two, just a transit router. And we got the PE routers, as we discussed in previous videos. This is this is kind of the main area where there's going to be specific configuration to a VPN, because on the PE routers, you're handling traffic that is entering and leaving the VPN, which you're not going to handle on other kind of routers like the ASDRs. The ASDRs are just going to exchange traffic with one another. They're not going to actually add it or remove it to the VPN. And then, of course, the P routers, they aren't even going to do that. They're just going to silently pass it through as if it, and they're not even going to look at the routes. This is going to be encapsulated as a label through MPLS. So lots of configuration to delete on these PE routers. HTTP router really isn't going to have much, but the routers with the least amount of configuration, at least for the purposes of this lab, are going to be those CE routers. They're essentially just injecting a route into the lab for analysis. The real world, of course, there'll be more configured. Well, I guess I'm not too sure about that. I'll be honest, my experience really lies more with the service providers side and the enterprise side. Okay, so we just got one more router left, and then this will be all good to go to configure option B. I'll stop the video once this is clear and ready for option B, and then I might start the next one with it already configured and just kind of jumping through the verification steps, or I might do a similar video like this one that's going to be kind of a little bit of a less interesting video where I'm literally just setting up the lab for more interesting things later on. So there you can see I did a Control W because I had this error here that was kind of throwing me through a loop. So instead of backspacing a bunch of times, I was able to just do the Control W and save myself quite a bit of keystrokes. I could always type in perfectly, but sometimes, like, because I used to work as a captionist, so I actually am a decent typist, and sometimes you're entering shows so much, you just do it so fast that you just accidentally do. So it's really not necessarily a sign of a bad typist. It's just sometimes you get a bit ahead of yourself and make an error. Oops. And the other thing you'll notice is happening quite a bit is I will do just the D, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, magically, the rest of the word will appear. So I'll do delete, and I'll do int, and then can I type that fast? No, that's a bit faster than I can type. So this is for anyone who's a complete beginner. I'm sure anyone watching this video will know this already, but just in case, all I did is I just hit the tab key, it auto completes. That'll happen on just about every single networking device you're on, and even in Linux prompts, just about any computer you're on will have, if you're at the command line, some sort of autocomplete capability, which is really nice. Okay, so we've got all the configuration cleared off. The topology is the same, so really quick and easy video, and we're going to be ready to start option B in the next video. Thank you.